lead from day one. And I'm perfectly comfortable leaving these assessments up to the American people to make their judgments among us.
Let me bring in Senator Obama, because you've been among those critical of Senator Clinton. You've suggested she's triangulating, whatever that means, on some of the key issues. She's running a textbook Washington campaign. You've suggested that. I want you to explain, if you don't mind, Senator, what do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be here in Nevada, and I appreciate this opportunity. Senator Clinton, I think, is a capable politician, and I think that she has run a terrific campaign. But what the American people are looking for right now is straight answers to tough questions. And that is not what we've seen out of Senator Clinton on a host of issues, on the issue of driver's licenses for illegal immigrants. We saw in the last debate that it took not just that debate, but 2 more weeks before we could get a clear answer in terms of where her position was. The same is true on Social Security. We have serious disagreements about how we're going to make sure that Social Security is there for the people who need it. And what I'm absolutely convinced of is that right now, we need a different kind of politics. Everywhere I go, all throughout Nevada, people are struggling with health care. People are working harder for less. They are having a tougher time saving, tougher time retiring. And part of the reason is because they don't feel that Washington is listening to them. And what I want to do in this campaign is make certain that we are breaking out of the gridlock and the partisanship and the standard practices of Washington and actually start listening to the American people to get things done.
Senator Clinton, you want to respond?
Well, I hear what Senator Obama is saying, and he talks a lot about stepping up and taking responsibility and taking strong positions. But when it came time to step up and decide whether or not he would support universal health care coverage, he chose not to do that. His plan would leave 15 million Americans out. That's about the population of Nevada, Iowa, South Carolina, and New Hampshire. I have a universal health care plan that covers everyone. I've been fighting this battle against the special interests for more than 15 years, and I am proud to fight this battle. You know, we can have a different politics, but let's not forget here that the people who we're against are not going to be giving up without a fight. The Republicans are not going to vacate the White House voluntarily. We have some big issues ahead of us, and we need someone who is tested and ready to lead. I think that's what my candidacy offers.
All right, Senator Obama.
Well, let's talk about health care right now. Because the fact of the matter is that I do provide universal health care. The only difference between Senator Clinton's health care plan and mine is that she thinks the problem for people without health care is that nobody has forced them to get health care. That's not what I'm seeing around Nevada. What I see are people who would love to have health care. They desperately want it. But the problem is they can't afford it, which is why we have put forward legislation. We've put forward a plan that makes sure that it is affordable to get health care that is as good as the health care that I have as a member of Congress.
All right.
That's what the American people are looking for. That's what they deserve. And that's why I intend to provide as President of the United States.
I cannot let that go unanswered. You know, the most important thing here is to level with the American people. Senator Obama's health care plan does not cover everyone. He starts with children, which is admirable. I helped to create the Children's Health Insurance Program back in 1997. I'm totally committed to making sure every single child is covered. He does not mandate the kind of coverage that I do. And I provide a health care tax credit under my American Health Choices plan so that every American will be able to afford the health care. I open up the congressional plan, but there's a big difference between Senator Obama and me. He starts from the premise of not reaching universal health care.
Hold on, one at a time.
No, I understand, but look, I'm not going to...
Senator Obama, we're going to have a lot more health care, but go ahead.
I will be very brief on this issue. Hillary states that she wants to mandate health care coverage, but she's not garnishing people's wages to make sure that they have it.
All right.
She's not...
Okay, please.
She is...
Go ahead, Senator.
She is not enforcing this mandate. And I don't think that the problem with the American people is that they are not being forced to get health care. The problem is they can't afford it, and that is why my plan provides the mechanism to make sure
All
that
right,
they can.
we're going to get back on health care shortly because we have a lot more to talk about.
Well,
but
wait,
I want Senator Edwards.
I
I want Senator Edwards to weigh in because you've spoken about the politics of parsing in your criticism of Senator Clinton. I want you to explain what that means.
Well, can I say first, nobody on this stage is perfect, and that certainly includes me. And I don't claim perfection, far from it. What I would say is that the issue is whether we can have a president that can restore trust for the American people in the President of the United States. Because I think this president has destroyed that trust, and I think there are fair questions to be asked of all of us, including Senator Clinton. Senator Clinton says she will end the war. She also says she will continue to keep combat troops in Iraq and continue combat missions in Iraq. She says she will turn up the heat on George Bush and the Republicans. But when the crucial vote came on stopping Bush, Cheney, and the neocons on Iran, she voted with Bush and Cheney. On the issue of Social Security, she said, standing beside me on the stage, that she would not do anything about the cap on Social Security taxes, and she has said privately to people, because it's been reported in the press, that in fact she would consider raising that cap. And the most important issue is she says she will bring change to Washington while she continues to defend a system that does not work, that is broken, that is rigged, and is corrupted against the interest of most Americans, and corrupted for a very small, very powerful, very well-financed group. So we have fundamental differences.
We're going to get to all of these issues, including energy and Iran and everything else.
I've just been personally
Senator
attacked
Clinton,
again,
I'll let you respond because there was a direct charge made against you. Then we're going to bring in everybody. Everyone's going to get time tonight. Don't worry, we got a lot of time. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I respect all of my colleagues on this stage, and you know, we're Democrats, and we're trying to nominate the very best person we can to win. And I don't mind taking hits on my record, on issues, but when somebody starts throwing mud, at least we can hope that it's both accurate and not right out of the Republican playbook. Because what I believe is important is that we put forth what we stand for. I have been active for 35 years. The American people know where I stand. You know, Senator Edwards raised health care again. When Senator Edwards ran in 2004, he wasn't for universal health care. I'm glad he is now. But for him to be throwing this mud and making these charges, I think really detracts from what we're trying to do here tonight. We need to put forth a positive agenda for America, telling people what we're going to do when we
Senator Edwards, we're going to give you a chance in a second. We're going to give Senator Edwards a chance to respond. I want Senator Biden to weigh in. Senator Biden.
No.
I want you to weigh in.
Don't do it. No. Don't make me speak.
I want you to. Go ahead. What do you think? Senator Biden, here's the question. What do you think about this exchange among Democrats? Is that good for the Democrats or is it bad?
Hey, look, let's get to it, folks. The American people don't give a darn about any of this stuff that's going on up here. Look, they're sitting down, seriously, think about it. They're sitting down at their tables tonight, they put their kids to bed, and they're worrying about whether or not their child's going to run into a drug dealer on the way to school. They're worrying about whether or not they're going to be able to pay for their mortgage, because even if they didn't have one of those subprime mortgages, things are looking bad for them. They're worrying about whether they're going to keep their job, and they're worrying about whether their son in the National Guard is going to get killed in Iraq. Ladies and gentlemen, look, every political campaign gets to this place, and I'm not criticizing any of the three people who are the ones who always get to talk all the time at these things. I'm not criticizing. But look, folks, let's get straight to it here. This is not about experience. It's not about change. It's about action. Who among us is going to be able to, on day one, step in, end the war? Who among us understands what to do about Pakistan? Who among us is going to pick up the phone and immediately interface with Putin and tell him to lay off Georgia because Saakashvili is in real trouble? Who among us knows what they're doing? I have 35 years of experience. While everyone's talking about their experience, and Hillary has great experience, and John and the rest of them, I was passing the Violence Against Women Act. I was passing the crime bill. I was passing... Yeah, you're right.
Let me just point out, everyone's going to have plenty of time tonight. I want John Roberts to go ahead and ask the next question, and then we'll bring everybody in, I promise.
Senator Clinton, you were saying just a moment